Should be good. I think we're ready. This is super fun for me. I get to do non-alcoholic mixology classes for a living. It's probably my favorite part of having a non-alcoholic bar and bottle shop in San Francisco, which is Ocean Beach Cafe. It opened, I got the lease in December of 2020. So that was like the month before people really started cutting back on drinking, which was dry January of 2021. They were like, all right, what is my relationship with alcohol? What else is out there? And then there was like articles coming out. We had a big one for my Ocean Beach Cafe. And like a whole bunch of millennials showed up the next week. It was great. And I was like, okay, validated. Well, let's just keep going, selling coffee and sandwiches also to get people in there so I could show them this wall of bottles. And we're still going and living the dream because I get to hang out with Rob of Generation NA, who put on the Free Spirited Festival, which is awesome. He came all this way. He told me, and he's told me multiple times that he's just trying to flatter me, but he keeps saying that he had a similar story of looking for what options are out there. He found me. I'm just over there on the beach doing my thing and like working my ass off, but somebody saw it, and he was like, proof. See, babe? Let's go do it. Let's go open up the non-alcoholic bottle shop in Lafayette, Indiana. And then here it is, what I see in my sphere of non-alc as the most successful non-alcoholic bottle shop, the functional bottle shop, and he's making functional happen, which I love because that's what we're going to be doing here today as well. In the beginning of the non-alc world, when the earth was being formed, it was like non-alcoholic whiskeys, and they all sucked. And I was like, about a year and a half, 2 years later, I was like, I'm kind of over it, and it's kind of pissing the bartenders off, these non-alcoholic mezcals, and it's kind of slowing us down. And then all the herbs started coming in. So now we have a bunch of cool functional beverages to make for you guys today. I've gotten to do like over 800 mixology classes, so this is going to be fun. I'm going to try and teach you a whole bunch of stuff, a bunch of little cool things about making cocktails, everything I learned in the last 20 years, and I like there to be a lot of utility. Where this comes in handy is when you're making drinks at home and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of little tips and tricks, and even just like the way you hold yourself when you're making drinks and you're like hosting a party. It's like I'm going to show you some stuff along the way. It's a lot of little tiny stuff, and when you add it all up, people are like, "Wow, they must really know their stuff. Like they went to bartending school or something." So let's have some fun with this. I'm planning on doing like maybe 4 levels of difficulty on the cocktails today. We're going to start at level 1, and it's going to be super easy. Level 2 is going to be level 2, just like it sounds. And so we're going to keep taking you up the ranks into something that's going to get a little bit more complex. So the easiest drink, I think, is when anybody like sees a bottle like this, they're like, "Wow, this is beautiful. Like, what do I do with it?" And it's like nobody's really a bartender when they're coming in and buying this stuff in my shop. And I'm like, oh, this one, it goes with wine. And like you can just put it inside of the wine. So let's get started with that. We got the wine. This is the Geronimo wine, the Sparkling Select. It's the best non-alcoholic sparkling wine that I had ever found. So I imported it, put my whole life savings into it. I took a huge risk, but I knew it was the best. So that's why it's here. And we're going to make some amazing cocktail with it. This one is not a sweeter wine, and it's got all kinds of character. So we're going to savor this, and this is Elise's knife. Is it okay if I use this brand new?
Go for it. Take the tabs off, yeah.
I'm going to leave that tab on because that's a sharp knife. Okay, when you're savoring a wine bottle, there's a couple things that you want to know. I took some of the paper off because I want the least amount of resistance. That's one of the things that you're going to want to do. And then I'm going to just like give this just a little bit less tension. There's actually a seam in this bottle. So this bottle is made of 2 pieces of glass, and there's like a seam. And if you can kind of find it by looking into the light, I can see that it is right. Got to find this seam. Nice. It's right here. That's the spot that I'm looking for. So there's one on this side as well. Back of the knife. This isn't necessarily always worked, but we're going to go for it. I'm going to use the chi. It's going to come from here. I'm going to do it from here. You guys, I'm going to get a little practice run so I know where my distance is, and then you got to fully commit. You have to push through the cork. Oh, strike 1. More chi. We're going to come in from here. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, not there. Okay, Rob is in a precarious position over there. I love it.
I just want a lawsuit out of it.
Oh, there it is. Cheers, everybody. We're going to have some fun today. Let's do this. Whew, third time is the charm. So we're going to get my tools over here, which I have. All right, so a spritz cocktail, like an Aperol spritz. You guys have heard of those, right? So we kind of have like an Aperol thing here. That means it's kind of bitter and it's kind of sweet. What Wilderton out of Oregon does real well is they don't make it too sweet. And I like that. I don't want too much sweet. I'm going to put an ounce in this jigger. It's like a Japanese style jigger is what they call this, and it's 1 ounce on this side and it's 2 ounces on this side. And then there's some lines on the inside where you can get your ½ ounce, your 3/4. So on the 2 ounce side, there's probably going to be like a 1½ ounce line. I'm actually going to use all of those today. So this is the 1 ounce, and let me get this as if I was making cocktails at a bar. And I'm going to go to the very top of this. I'm also going to try to see if I can do that without spilling. I did good. And then I also filled it to the very top. A lot of people kind of go underneath. It's like, let's just try to keep it exact. And what that makes you do is it makes you kind of focus on what you're doing. And when you're focusing on what you're doing, people are looking at you like, oh, they're really putting some care into my cocktail. They're like thinking about this. They're making this for me. Like, they look like they're really taking this seriously. That's a vibe and an energy and a presence that goes into making cocktails for your guests. And that's just kind of a thing. The other thing I did is I kept the label out. It's not super important. It just hits a little different when you're like, okay, I'm gonna make you a drink and I'm gonna go like this. And it's like, no, it's like I get the label out, you can see it. It's like, oh, I wonder what that is. And things are happening. I'm keeping this right over the glass. And then we're going in there. We got every little drop. So now we have some bitter, we have a little bit of sweet. And then I need usually we'd use a seltzer water. In this case, we have the seltzer water, but it's also bitter. So we're kind of putting the bitter on the bitter, which I like because I want this bitter drink that's not going to be too sweet. When I taste it, if it needs to be a little bit more sweet, you always have simple syrup around, or agave, or whatever, or honey, if you got something sweet. So let's go ahead, and we are going to, there's no shards of glass in here. I know you're thinking about it right now, but it's not the case. There's kind of a spot where like the balance comes to the drink of like, I'm gonna be putting some ice in up to here. And like, I don't wanna like fill it up too much, but I also want the drink to be balanced. Putting about 1 ounce of this, you get some of that. Then we have this tonic water, and the ones that I tasted, the one that I liked was their proper, which is like a regular tonic. And it's cool that they don't make it too sweet. And you just need 1 ounce. And that should be good. So we have a pretty drink and all. Like, I mean, if I got this, I'd be like, that's cool. Well, thank you for giving me this, like, I mean, it kind of looks like pee, but it's okay. I like it. I'm sure it's going to be delicious because I'm at a fancy restaurant, and all the fancy restaurants have, like, really good non-alcoholic cocktails, hopefully. Now it's getting cold. So what's happening now? There's actually water diluting the drink. The drink it wasn't warm, but it's getting cold now. We need that. We need more water in here so it can balance itself out a little bit. Now, if I was given this drink, I'd be like, let's see what we got real quick. Usually I'd take a straw as a bartender and I taste all of my drinks. Okay, cool. This is great. This is great. This is like really nice. I like that. It kind of breathes out like wine too, but it's like it's tart. There's some citrus, there's some tart in here. And there's definitely some acid, some tart in this as well. That was delicious, but I'm gonna take this to an entirely different level. That drink is cool and all. It was delicious, but check this out. I'm just gonna leave it like that for right now. Whoa, it smells like the orchard. It smells like fresh oranges in your face. It's like now it's like there's something alive and very, very fresh because of the oils from this thing. It doesn't even look different right now. It's a completely different cocktail that smells like fresh oranges. Unbelievable. We just completely formed a drink, and it doesn't even look different. That's the power of a garnish. The other major power of a garnish is that it's gonna make it look pretty. So let's make this drink look great. I'm giving this a little twirl. I'm gonna kind of give it like one better actually. In this case, I'm trying not to get too much of the white stuff in the orange. I'm trying to catch it with my belly. See, that's why I gain a little bit of weight in the midsection, is because you never know when you need to catch an orange peel. And I'm gonna slice down one side, I'm gonna slice down the other side, and then I'm gonna do this other slice, like this, and I made myself like a little diamond situation over here. And I'm gonna give this a little spritz for good measure. And when I spin this up without breaking the orange peel, it's gonna give me a little effect. You see how quickly I made a garnish, and then how quickly I could just set that right there. You see those little points on there, and it just has a little bit of an extra effect. It only took a couple seconds, but it shows that you put some intention and some care. These little points on there. Like now you want to take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. Now it smells like a fresh orange. Now it's cold. Now it's been diluted. Now it's a balanced cocktail. It was the easiest thing ever. I know that took me 15 minutes to make the simplest drink ever, but wine, something bitter and a little sweet. We got some tonic in there. It's an amazing drink, and it was so easy. If every bar had this, you could get an adult spritz cocktail like an Aperol spritz, and it would solve the problem for the menu. It would bring non-alcoholic wine into the bar or restaurant. It would bring a bitter aperitif, which is like one of the hottest stuff on the market because it's just delicious and it's pretty, and you can really put it in other drinks, and you can make a great cocktail, especially in places like San Francisco. This should be on every brunch menu. If you want a rosé all day or you want to go brunch with your girlfriends, there's a lady in that table that doesn't drink or doesn't want to drink as much. Maybe she wants to be focused for Monday and it's Sunday. Bam, this drink is for an adult. It's freaking delicious. That was drink number one. Now, drink number 1.5 is actually a lot like this. I'm gonna make this one a lot quicker. So this one is gonna be a French 75, and it's actually gonna use a spirit. In a French 75, you have the gin, you have the citrus, you have the sweet, and then you have the wine. And then you wanna put it on the rocks, big glass. We're gonna garnish that one up as well. And I just wanna show you this one real quick, because when we get to the margarita section, it's really gonna drive the point home that I'm about to drive home. I'm gonna make a little half of a cocktail here, and I'm gonna make it with the Little Saint Juniper. So this is gonna be your gin stuff. This is only gonna be an ounce. Now, if it was like a full-on cocktail, I would probably be doing 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of this one to make just a full-on cocktail. But I have wine in here. I need to fit it in this glass. This is going with a little bit of just 1 ounce. Now, I'm gonna get some fresh citrus in here. And this is gonna be it's gonna be a 1/2 ounce, which is about what you get from a good lime on one side. So a lot of times you don't have good limes and you're gonna need to go a little bit more, but since we're kind of making a half of a cocktail, that's not gonna be necessary. So I have 1 ounce of that guy, of our juniper. I don't want it to be too sweet, but I do need to balance out that lime juice that I just put in there. That's the right amount of simple syrup on that. And then we have something sweet, we have something tart, and we have our base spirit. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little shake. That sweet, tart base spirit, it's like the base for every drink that you're gonna make. And then this is when you make it cold, you get water involved, and you get to shake. So it's kind of like a performance. It's like a little double shake is what you call that, but I only have a really small cocktail, so I'm not trying to shake that for too long. And now I need a glass. Now I'm losing my cocktail because it's diluting because I wasn't prepared. Okay, now I'm back. We're gonna do it in a coupe this time. And I'm just like, I need to get this drink off of here as fast as I can. I'm trying to keep the ice shards out of there. It kind of gives it a little bit of a different effect if you don't. And then this is your French 75. I got a good healthy pour of bubbly on here. And then same thing. We can do Let's do that orange one more time. This one. Don't cut yourself when you do this. It's not recommended to cut this way, but this is like bartending at super high volume bars and doing a lot of crafts. Sometimes you just gotta get it done. So that same cut that I did last time had those points on there. And this one, I'm gonna get that spritz out before I make another move on this thing. And that is one that when you put a slit right down the middle, you have another really neat guy that's gonna look like a seagull. That's a seagull, I promise. So that was your French, that's your French 75, that another citrus sparkling wine cocktail. Oh, that's horrible. Just kidding, it's fucking delicious. It's so good. That brings us to margaritas. So margaritas are kind of like, you know, you have like 3 chords for a song and you can play like every song in country, right? John knows this. It's kind of like that with making a margarita. So who's this going to? Who's this going to over here? Oh, here she is. Which one do you want? Which one do you like the most?
I do.
Okay, there you go. And John's getting one. I like this one. This one came out right. There's a lot more complexity with all the herbs in that one. That was like that was a drink. I'm like, so simple and so delicious. Okay, we're going margarita time, guys. Easy, delicious. All right. God, no, I need some music when I'm working, you know. I feel like it's like whenever it's silent, it's like, oh, thanks, man. That's the music I needed. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Ooh, I got one more thing. I need, oh my God, you guys know what this is? It's garbanzo beans, fava beans. We got some aquafaba in here. I make hummus at my shop, so I always have aquafaba. Aquafaba is awesome. In fact, it's the thing I use the most in my non-alcoholic bar because it's kind of like an egg white in that it'll thicken up your drink, it'll give you some foam, and it doesn't really taste like anything as long as you don't use too much. And aquafaba is awesome. So, I trained at some really fancy bars in New York City when I was bartending there, and I was drilled into me to use the least expensive ingredient first because there was a whole system that these bars had. They're called Sasha Petrowski bars, and they were saying if you use the cheapest ingredient first and you train your mind in that way, if you knock something over, it's not going to cost you as much money. And if you it also actually helps organize in your brain, kind of like when you learn how to type on a keyboard. If you do it the right way the first time, then later on it's really going to make a big difference. Same kind of thing with learning how to make drinks with the cheapest ingredients first, and it actually works. When I got 6 10s at a super high volume craft cocktail bar, it actually really organized the brain in a certain way that made it a whole lot easier to make a drink. So those were the 2 least expensive things. We have sugar, we have aquafaba that's gonna make a foam cap, it's gonna make it look really pretty, and it's gonna give it mouthfeel. And non-alc, we need as much mouthfeel as we can. The next thing I'm gonna toss in is the orange bitters. So orange bitters is what makes a margarita a margarita. If it didn't have the orange, well, orange is what makes a margarita a margarita. If it didn't have the orange, it would be a sour or a daiquiri, which is base spirit, lime, sugar. Shake it up. Actually, this is my favorite drink, honestly. Then you add orange to it, you have yourself a margarita. And when I get after the orange, when you're using all the bitters, orange is just amazing. I like to hit it. Like I want to taste it. This has glycerin in it as well. It actually is going to give you some viscosity. I'm still looking for that viscosity. Glycerin is naturally sweet, so there's going to be a little bit of sweetness in here. And while I have some sugar in there, this is going to be adding to all of the whole drink. And I say that not like bitters is something that kind of fills in the cracks of a cocktail. And it certainly does that. It just kind of fits into a lot of different places in a drink to make it complete. Next one we're going to do is the St. Ember. So she's kind of going for this, like, it's almost like a floral, smoky kind of mezcal vibe. And in this one, I'm going a whole 2 ounces because I'm getting weird with it. Oh my goodness, you can actually see the viscosity on her product. It's like It's like thick. She's got a thickening agent. I want that. That's actually going to give me some foam in here as well. There we go. And, oh, I missed my lime juice first. I made a mistake, Sasha Petrowski. May he rest in peace. So normally I would be measuring this out as a ½ ounce, but intuitively I kind of know what's going in here right now. And aquafaba, base spirit, orange bitters, sweet, lime. It's margarita time. Sometimes I'll give it like a dry shake, because that's gonna get it like, now I can kind of, oh yeah, we got foamy. Yeah, this is foamy in here, which is great. That's what I want. And then we are going to, I'm gonna put this one on the rocks. And I usually like to, I usually have a straw with me. And I'll usually like taste a drink to kind of see where it's at. Interesting. That stuff is interesting. I need this guy. All right, we're gonna shake this up again. So I put this tin down in a way that's, see, it's kind of like slanted in one way. There's actually a reason for that. I'm holding this thing with 2 fingers up here, 2 fingers down here, and then I got a thumb in the back. It's kind of like right in the middle. It's like, this thing ain't going anywhere because I'm really holding onto it strong. And then there's this really cool thing that up here is the, like if you call this the 12 o'clock and down here is the 0 point, it's kind of like the 6 o'clock. If you hit it at like the 2 o'clock, that thing pops right off, which is kind of cool. So if you ever see a bartender that's like, boom, boom, nobody just told him this thing that like, keep it at an angle, it's right there. It's right there, instead of like the whole thing. Sometimes when I'd get really drunk at a bar, I would tell the bartender that, and that wasn't a very nice thing to do. Actually, I'm always nice to bartenders. They're my favorite people. Nailed it. What's really neat about the foam on this too is it's a really tight bubble thing. Like when you make a latte, you're kind of aiming to have a really, like no big bubbles on the top. Because of the thickness of this and the glycerin and the aquafaba, look at this thing just setting up over here. I want that. I want to see a bunch of stuff in my drink like that. So there's 2 different kind of limes in the world, you guys. There's lime wheels and there's lime wedges. I am on team lime wedge, and let me show you why. And I've always wanted to debate this thing with other bartenders, even really fancy ones in New York, that were like, no, we do wheels. And I was like, you can't squeeze the juice out of the wheel. I know, it's pretty. Like, I get it. There's a lot of form over here. No function, lots of form. And the first thing people do is they pick it up and they're like, I'm gonna try and get this, and like, where's my napkin? And it's a mess. But when you have a beautifully manicured lime with the center pulled out, I don't know, I like this one because, I don't know, I'm on team wedge, man. This is the one. And then if you really want to, you can get some designs on the top. If you're really careful and you go really slowly and you have like really good head retention like we do over here, you can actually start drawing on the top of your cocktail in this really cool way. And you can actually just start drawing stuff on there, which is awesome. All right, who's this one going to? Who gets the margarita? Yeah, she wants it.
It looks so pretty.
Get yours, girl. It was super easy. Another thing about bartending is people get kind of overwhelmed. It's just because you don't know something. So don't get overwhelmed into it. And that's why I'm glad you're here today. It's like, let's make this fun and just like do things. If you've ever cooked a day in your life, it's a whole lot like that. Just don't put too much red stuff. Don't put too much salt. Don't put too much sugar. Don't put too much lime. Make sure you have more of this than you have of that. It's kind of like a 3-1-1 kind of a thing. And you gotta shake it. When you shake that drink, that's why that came out like that. I shook it hard too. The harder you shake it, the more it's gonna look like that. And how is it? Is it all right? There's a lot of thickness in that drink, and I want that because non-alc drinks can be so thin because alcohol is weight. Alcohol is all weight. It's all calories. An ounce of alcohol is like, what is it, like 90 to 100 calories or something like that. When you remove that, there's a lot of weight missing from the drink. So this drink does have some functionality to it in that there's some Palo Santo, which is a lot of what she's tasting right now, that kind of floral thing. There's some lion's mane mushroom in here. So technically we have a drink that's going to do something for our bodies and brains, lion's mane being something for the brain. And there's orange bitters, so technically there's some functional things in here because he puts an insane amount of concentration of herbs and flowers and orange peels in there. And I don't think that's functional. These guys, I got to taste for the first time today, and I was super stoked because I was wondering if he was going to be glycerin based. Like, is that how he got the THC or the CBD or the CBG out of his stuff? He's like, no, he's got the nano emulsion technology. That stuff is cool because it actually then becomes water soluble, and that means if you were to take THC apart and then you try to put it into water, it's just going to float on the top. But if you nano emulsify it, then you have this stuff. And when I tried it, I was like, sweet. What I like about this kind of thing is while it is aromatic in the cannabis direction, it's kind of water-based. It's not super flavorful. It's not going to take over the whole cocktail. If I wanted to put 10 milligrams of this in that drink, it would totally just go in there. It would be fine. And then you would have 10 milligrams of THC, and then you're going to get high. And then if I just wanted a half ounce, I could do that, 5 milligrams. I'm kind of a 2.5 kind of guy sometimes, so I could put a quarter ounce of this in there and then it would work. And then he had different strains. And he literally planted the seed, harvested the plant, and then he took the whole plant and he basically turned it into liquid. So all of this stuff is in there. And what I was really excited about, I like the CBD thing and then the CBG. If there was a CBG cocktail sitting in a bar right now, that would blow my freaking mind. And it could be so easy. It's hard for bartenders to find what's good enough to put into their bar programs, but my God, if they could just put a CBG cocktail, I'd be like, how did you guys even know where to find that? And that's kind of the problem right now, is the education and figuring out what's good out there and how to get it to those bars and restaurants. So the states that can right now, like, God, like, please, like, find cool stuff like this. And this was super affordable because he planted the seed for it. And I just thought this was a really neat thing. It's a really neat option for places that it can go into, while totally understanding that this stuff is not for everybody. And really neat that it exists, and really neat that it comes from the guy that grew it organically. Like, that is a really cool thing. I know I'm gonna get some bottles of those, because I always want to like take a drink like that and be like, can I add something to it to make it even more functional? Some people want a buzz, and like to have that as an option is pretty neat. It's not going to totally transform that drink, but it will certainly transform the experience that you're going to have with the drink. And then if it looked like that, if that drink came to me in a bar or restaurant, I'd just be like, thank you. Thank you for finding the stuff that's good.
That's a mellow mood.
That's the mellow mood. Indiana, deep Indiana, right? The farm is,
Indianapolis, yeah.
I was gonna say we're more rural than they are, so
we're
we're deep, I guess.
deep, deep.
East side of Indy.
East side of Indy. Okay, I'm gonna go to, I'm actually gonna go to I really like 2-ingredient cocktails a lot. And this one, that also tick every single one of the boxes. And Kava Haven, probably one of the hottest brands on the market as I see it right now. And I usually have this adaptogenic elixir. It's a ready-to-drink bottle called Ceylon, and it has all the herbs, and it has a little bit of acid or the tart, like lemon juice. It has a little bit of sweet, like the agave. And the two just go together so well. So when I didn't have that bottle today, but when I came here, I was like, what are you guys making on this farm? And they were like, this is the stuff that we have. And one of them was Sam cider. And Sam cider, I was like, Kava Haven and apple cider, that's still sweet. And I was like, let me try it real quick. And I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty awesome because it's ginger and apple. Ginger and apple is working out just fine in here. This stuff is a little sweet, but what I like showing people is how you could make a drink super, super easily and then hopefully buy 2 bottles when you're at a bottle shop, because But this is a $52 bottle, and the Saban is a $36 bottle. And I'm just like, oh, you're getting the Kava Haven, you got to get the Saban bottle too, for this reason and that reason. And then they go buy a second bottle. So it's a way to get another bottle sale in a non-alc bottle shop. Is when you have 2 ingredient cocktails that you can make, and be like, no, you got to get the other one too. They're like, okay, $40 more, here we go. So with this one, I'm gonna hit it with. I'm gonna go 1.5 ounces. I usually do a 1 ounce on this at my bar, and it works. And it's kind of like I want people to order a second drink, which is like a whole thing you gotta get super creative with in the first place. And then in this case, you know, when you're cooking at home, you're making the sauce, and you're like, no, I'm just gonna feel it out a little bit. This is just feeling it out. Sometimes it feels good to break free from the jigger. That's it right there. I guess the farm dog is Sam, and there's a little dog on there. And then Purdue had a hand in brewing this batch up, which I think was super cool. And all right, let's see what we got. And then I walked around a little bit, and I was like, I thought these were apples, and they're not. They're peaches. Sometimes I'll do that because there's always a little bit in there. Oh, it's perfect. I nailed that. I need. I'm running out of glasses. I'm a messy bartender right now, but usually I keep it together, I promise. I need a little bit more ice. So garnish your drinks. Garnish with intention too. And you know, you're at home, you're making drinks for somebody or yourself, and like it doesn't really matter, but think about it like it does matter. I like to, it's like this is the thing that just like brings it all together. When I say garnish with intention, it's just one of my things. It's like think of something like a happy thought. Think of something nice. Think about something you love. Think about something about that person that you're giving the drink to. And then hand it to them. Did Jessa get one already? Oh, there you go. You okay with Kava?
I am.
Okay. I always like to ask, just in case. Kava may not be for everybody. You're not just going to send somebody some CBD drinks. You want some CBG in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so CBG. So CBG, I was reading up on it actually a few days ago, just really ironically, and CBG was like the mother. Actually, I think that guy in the back over there might be able to tell me something about CBG too. So you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like the mother of the cannabis plant. It's like it kind of stuff came from CBG. So it's the mother cannabinoid. Thank you. Okay, so then would come from that would be your THCV and your CBD and your THC, but CBG is kind of the one. And the kind of, it's not, yeah, please do.
So because it's the mother, it's oftentimes as the seeds go, meaning energy, move forward, power. So it's naturally like feels like caffeine. So it gives you more of that uplifting, not euphoric, but definitely like I'm ready to move forward.
Awesome. So it's not really going to get you high. Sometimes I'll describe it as like something that's kind of like, it's kind of bright. It's like it's there, and it's you're kind of feeling motivated. And that should go pretty seamlessly. This has acid to it, so it has the lemon juice. It has the sugar. It has a ton of ginger juice. So it's spicy. It's kind of intense. It's really hard to make kava taste good. Even for me, like making a kava drink taste good is a really fun challenge. I like a good challenge in bar. And this has done all of that all in one thing, which I think is great. And they sold like, I don't know, like 16,000 bottles on TikTok. It's like, it's crazy. Like if you want to see what a successful non-alcoholic brand is doing right now that just went gangbusters, this is one of them, which is really interesting to think about what people are actually buying, getting excited about out there. All right, level 3 difficulty. Level 3 difficulty is a martini, really. I don't have all, ooh, I do actually.
The peach is perfect for this.
The what?
The peach.
Is that working? The peach and the ginger and the cider? Whew, this would be an interesting one. I busted open the CBG and we could do gin martinis. And then you would need, ooh, you could do Spagliatos. You could do gin, boom. You could do orange, gin, and CBD. And then you could do, oh, our lavender syrup. Lavender. No, I kind of want to go back. The juniper? You'd be like, I still want to make a sour out of it though. I still want to make a sour. Sours are my favorite. I don't have all the things for the martini. Let's go with the lavender sour and make it super pretty. How about that? We go with, we're gonna fill this glass up. And I think that, you think lavender and juniper instead of the smoky one? All right. I have a mess. I'm messy right now. I'm messy.
The messy mess.
She's just sitting there right now like, I want to help you right now. She's taking everything for her to not get out of her seat right now. All right, I got 10 milligrams of CBG. I'm going with the CBG again. I'm gonna hit a 1 ounce on the juniper syrup. Let's see. Ooh, no, I'm only going 3/4 ounce on this one. I want to make it too sweet. And then we have, we're gonna go juniper. This is gonna be like a little garden in a mansion. 2 ounces. I kind of want to fill that glass. I'm gonna go 3 on this one so I can fill the glass. And then I'm gonna hit my citrus. So we're making a sour again. It's gonna look totally different. It's gonna taste totally different, but you understand like the base of a lot of cocktails is gonna be this sour concoction. And then let's give it some aquafaba for good measure. Although this stuff is pretty thick, I still want like a little bit more of that foam cap. What I was gonna do is actually get a volunteer up here to make one of the next drinks. Oh, Matt just got volunteered. That was a strong one. All right, Matt. Let me clean up my mess over here a little bit. Actually, you know what? Maybe we're going to put you right here. Okay. So what kind of cocktails do you usually like?
Well, you can have the ingredients to make it. But
What is it?
you just said it,
You like a margarita?
martini, geez.
You like a martini.
But we can do
Usually like a gin martini or like a vodka martini shaken?
vodka martini.
Okay, so chilled shot of vodka. Okay. Let's get you to make a margarita.
Yeah, let's do that.
Where are you from, man?
Chicago.
You're from Chicago. Nice. That's why you like them martinis. Let's see. All right. Let me see if I got this. Oh, you should be. There's a lot of foam sitting in here, and I'm trying to like coax it out right now because it's sitting on the top of the ice right now. That's a pretty pink drink. What's that? Is Rob gets the pink drink? Rob gets the pink drink with the nectarine. Rob wants it so bad right now. Let's see how I did here. I think this one's going to Rob. Oh no, is this one going to Rob? Wait, oh here he is. It matches his shirt too. There you go. Yeah, that's
pretty
totally, that's pretty awesome.
I think Rob wants a sip.
Let me know if that one's too sweet, all right? How much time do we got, Derek? We got about 10 more minutes? Perfect. All right, you ready for this? You made cocktails before?
Yes, but
Nice.
just the 2 ingredient ones.
Okay, the 2 ingredient ones. All right, let's get you to make this will be a bitter margarita. Let's get you to make a margarita. And then
Start with the cheapest ingredient first.
start with the cheapest ingredient first. So yeah, so that's the 1 ounce side and then the 2 ounce side. So we're gonna, let's do like ½ ounce on that one. I mean, depending on how sweet you like it. He's doing great. He's going right above the 10. He kept it nice and straight. It's like you've done it before. Let's go and get some bitters in there. You can just hit that real hard.
Into the jigger or into the...
Into the thing, yeah. Okay, you did like a ketchup bottle. I haven't seen that technique. I like that. I like that.
don't use bitters.
No, go ahead. Hit it. You can hit it a couple more times. There you go. Yeah, you just give it a little pat. You got to pat it with intention too. There you go. All right, I got your lime juice right over here. Nice. We're gonna need a little bit more. I got another one for you right here. There you go. Oh, he's quick. This guy's strong and quick. I like this. Okay, put it right there. Let's get a little ½ ounce of the aquafaba, which means water bean or bean water, depending on how you say it. Nice. What are we doing? We're doing like mezcal style?
Might as well.
Yeah, hit that one. There you go. 2 ounces. Let's go ahead and get 2 ounces. Moves fast too. I like this. You work in San Francisco? Got a spot open.
I appreciate it though.
Yeah. All right. Let's see your dry shake real quick. So you're gonna put those 2 things together, and you're gonna. Nice. He's clearing out the jigger. This guy. Who raised this guy? He's good.
My brother is a
Bartender. Go and give it a good hit. Yeah. So try not to hit the table. That it kind of like wakes up the whole restaurant when you hit on the table. No, you couldn't have known that. It's just like little pro tips.
So it's like you held it like this.
Yeah,
so it
you know what I did is I held it like this is what I was doing is I put 2 up here and 2 down here and then 1 right on that center. There you go. All right, everybody is naturally born with a shake. We are about to witness what shake he was naturally born with. Okay, he goes to the side. All right. He's like a little medium strength on it. Now he's up. Now he's self-conscious, but it's strong. He's a big guy.
Well, before you showed the way to do it, I would have just gone like.
Okay, you would have just done this. All right. Now give me a hard shake. I want you to shake this thing really hard.
With 1 hand?
Yeah, with 1 hand. You got to make sure you don't lose it.
I will.
I'll
lose it.
He's gonna lose it. It's not feeling
Yeah,
super
no,
solid.
I'll lose it.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Now that spot I was talking about at the 12 o'clock here, and then there's like a little spot right here. Are you left-handed?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, it would probably be right there then. And you can kind of hit it with like the good solid meaty part of your hand. There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot harder after you shake it because it's gonna freeze itself together, and it's also gonna kind of put itself under a vacuum. Here we go. Where's your other side here? So I always like to put the ice in. Yeah, we're gonna shake this way. That was just the dry shake to get like all that foam activated and everything. Do we have glasses for you? I think we have one more. Aha. There we go. That's a shake, yeah. Like you've done it a million times. That's like a fancy hotel bartender shake right there. I like that. All right, next one is what we call a dirty dump. You're just going to dump it right in that glass. There's actually a spot right over here. There you go. Just go right in there. We should have the perfect amount of ice. Let's see how this goes. Look at all that. Yeah, that was a hard shake. I like it. No, that was great. It's what we wanted. Oh, there was a little bit left. All right, let me try that. Let me see how you did. All right, we're gonna, go ahead and do your garnish thing. If you get super close to it, you can kind of make little circles on there. Nailed it. That was a good shake too. You didn't shake too long. So it's not too diluted. It still has a nice balance to it. He's getting all creative with it. He's getting all artsy.
It's gonna take too long.
All right, I like that. That's kind of a fun drink. I like that drink. All right, you want to do the orange thing? Let's do the orange thing. Get it all orangey. All right. And go ahead and go ahead and give it just a good spritz. Just hit that pretty hard. Nice. Let's see. Nice. And then I was kind of trying to spin it. You see how you take it like this and spin it over itself? You're like overlapping it, but don't let it break. You're about to break it. It's a strong man. All right.
There we go.
And then go ahead and keep the spin on it. Yeah, you go. Yeah, just set it right in there on top. Yeah, there it is. You got a good drink. Oh wait, you got the D9 in there, right? Did we? Yeah, I hit the D9 first, right?
No, we didn't put anything in there.
No, I put it in.
Are you sure?
Oh no, I put it in your drink.
Yeah.
I put it in your drink.
Who would like
No,
this?
you have the CBG. Is that okay? Okay,
Do you
cool.
want THC in it or CBG?
It just as is. It's not too hard to make great drinks that are beautiful. You know a few things that can do that now. So when you're making drinks, just like you're plating food, it's like, let's try to make it look pretty. And then when it walks across the room, people are like, ooh, I want one of those. It's really just letting people know what's out there that's good. That is one of the biggest things that's holding back the industry. Because the thing about bars is they order cases, and then they have to order more cases because they serve so many people. And we kind of need to get to the bartenders to know what's good. And that's where I see it at now. And what's good, the cream does rise to the top, but there's tons of really good stuff. There's tons of stuff that just isn't great and doesn't really pass the bartender test as well, but all that stuff exists out there. And what people come into a place to experience a drink and they're willing to pay $14 for it is because of the atmosphere that they're in. I love that part about what Drew was saying about she's gonna have a space that's gonna have multiple sections to it. It's like it's gonna have that cafe element, it's gonna have that social element, it's gonna have that retail element, and it's gonna have a place that people can go to in the evening time to hang out. And I think those are the spaces that we need in society right now. It's everybody's still like, where do I go? Like, I don't wanna drink, I know I don't. Like, what are the places? So what's amazing about being here is it's a room full of the people that are doing those things and are creating those beverages. And that's world-changing stuff that we're a part of. This is gonna make so much sense to so many people in like now and next year and beyond, because this is the industry that is many billions of dollars. This is not a fad. And like, it's so neat to be amongst the people that are putting in that hard work to do that thing. And like, let's just get it to as many people as possible. And thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for being here. So stoked to come to Indiana. This is awesome. Yeah, you guys got any questions?
Yeah, like what's your favorite spirit to like brand? Like there's so many different non-alc brands, and we know like some of the ones that came out in the beginning. But what do you like? What brands do you like? Like Ritual? Like what are your favorites to work with?
Yeah, the stuff trying to copy the alcohol world, like I was saying, it kind of pissed off the bartenders and put a bad taste in their mouth. And I think they kind of slowed the industry down as the years went on. So the stuff that I'm really liking as a bartender is since I'm kind of a beverage geek, is I want something super cool that's innovative. Yeah, right over there is fine. I want something that's really cool and innovative and is kind of indicative of what we're drinking 2 years from now. And I don't think that's a non-alcoholic tequila. I think the non-alcoholic tequila is still important for that hotel that just needs to get the non-alc option and they need to make a drink for it. And Ritual will still be there for that. Cool. Thanks, Ritual, for doing that. But I'm more inspired by things that that honestly have some function to them. I like to think that the drink is going to do something for me instead of imitating the alcohol world and then failing. I can still make a bespoke drink with those, and I will, because functional drinks may not be for everybody. But the stuff that I'm really into is stuff that's really going to be almost kind of culture defining stuff right now. I think seeing reishi mushrooms and things and seeing the lion's mane in there, I think that's also going to get cliche this year, especially for us. Mainstream is still learning the word functional, thanks to Rob, and I'm all in on functional, man. And let's run with that word. It's one of the words that I think has legs right now. And I want a drink to do something good for me, but also understand that it's like herbalism is coming full circle after 1,000 years or something like that. And I really like thinking about it like that because you're talking about something that is, that our entire existence grew up with. We grew up with plants, and now plants are becoming the thing that are becoming hot and important in the market right now. So give me something that's going to do something for me.
It's really easy to answer that question. What's the point when you have that functional ingredient?
It's a great point. I'm trying to think of the stuff that I'm picking up a lot lately. The Ceylon stuff, the Kava stuff. Kava is super hot right now, especially everywhere, but the West Coast, it's wide open on Kava. It's so funny to go on airgoods.com and look at the bestsellers list. You ever seen that, the top 50? It's like everything is like what gives somebody a buzz or is functional. It's like that's totally indicative of what repeat buyers, are actually buying. It's always a good thing to show like bartenders and stuff. I'm like, no, go here and check this out. The bestsellers list, it's crazy. You guys got any other big questions? Any other good questions? You guys want to talk about the business of non-alc? What you got?
So you like the sparkling. Have you found any still wines that you like?
Yeah. As far as still wines go, that Gießen did a really big thing when they made a New Zealand Sauv Blanc taste like it does, because that's what New Zealand Sauv Blancs taste like, and it's in like $9. And they got millions of people to be able to taste non-alcoholic wine, and they made it a thought, kind of like Athletic Brewing did for beer. So I thought that was really neat that still wine does that. Studio Null makes a good one. They make a Gruner Veltliner that was like vineyard specific and Austria specific. I like it when things have vintages and they talk about the vineyard it came from. Geronimo has a Gruner Veltliner as well. It is the most full-bodied mouthfeel. By far the most aromatic. There's a new technology. It's patented. It's kind of cost prohibitive to use, and they use it on this one because they make super premium wine to start anyway. And their Gruner Veltliner, which is an Austrian grape, is made by a super premium winemaker in Austria, where Gruner comes from. Their still is unbelievable, but this bubbly is like, it's the most aromatic wine.
What's the price point on those?
This one is a 36 for this, 34 for the Gruner, and then they have a $69 red. They took their 98-point rated wine and they de-alked it, so it's like a super premium wine. And they use those. They're using a Blaufränkisch and a Zweigelt, which are also native Austrian grapes, and then 20% Cabernet as well. And it just smells like bougie Michelin restaurant wine. If you guys want a sample of that, I have some of the red here if you guys want a sample. And I'm very passionate about letting the world know there is actually a good non-alcoholic red. It exists out there.
Holy grail.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Nice. Yes, sir, in the back.
I don't know if I talked about this earlier, so I came in kind of late, but did you talk at all about flavoring kava?
About flavor and kava?
It's not an easy thing to flavor.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier where I was like, I like a really good challenge in making a cocktail, and kava is one of the hardest things ever to turn into a good cocktail. How Kava Haven and Kava Hall has done that is pretty impressive. And then the kava guys over there did a neat one too, where it was like a little pineapple, citrus, and a really potent. So it's kind of like that's what's happening right now. Is those kava concentrates is what I'm calling them. Ginger's been a really good one. So ginger, lemon, agave, coconut.
Yeah, the coconut works well, and it plays with that bitterness a little bit. Instead of trying to push it down, it kind of mixes it in coconut and vanilla.
Wow, yeah.
Coconut, vanilla, and cinnamon. Those three.
Okay, cinnamon worked well, huh? There's another brand in Northern California called Elixart, and they're using passion fruit. That was like the direction that they went in with it, and I think a little vanilla, and it's tricky. I kind of like taking ginger shots and sweet ones at that. So I mean, when people drink Kava Haven, the fact that when they drink it, they audibly say, "Oh, this is delicious." It's like, and it's kava, and it's potent kava. That's pretty impressive. It's a hard thing to work with.
Well, I'm also making it by hand, and I'm sure that you've got nano emulsifiers and things like that you're using in this production process to possibly, I don't even know. So.
There is a company out of Florida that's got a nano. It's a $160 wholesale bottle of a kava extract. I think they're using nano for that. No, it's not Botanical Brewing. It's another one. You use a quarter ounce of it. It's like boop, and it's like okay, and you can still taste it. It's wild stuff. Super, super, super concentrate, and it's kind of clear. It's like what is that? Anybody else got some good questions?
I'm curious about the industry.
I love talking about the industry. I talk about it all day long.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, especially you're in an exciting new field and you're kind of in no man's land. It kind of reminds me of crypto. I got into crypto, and I'm not comparing this to crypto, but it's just like, what's going on here? You know,
Yeah.
like, kind of wild west, but,
Yeah, I think it's really, really hard to figure out how to make money in this business just to survive, let alone like how to thrive and succeed at it to where you're like, you can stack a little bit of savings and stuff. And then as you scale up, multiple locations, if that's what it is, getting to 100,000 cans, like how many accounts do you have? Like getting there is proven to be so difficult. I like to say that everything is hard. Everything is like level 9 and 10 hardness. So when you think about the things that you want to do, they're all level 9, level 10 hard. So which hard do you want to do? Because it's not like you're going to be like, oh, I want to go this route because I think it's going to be easier. It's like we think that way, but it's all super hard. And so that working smart, it's like, okay, which one is actually the smartest? Because we're going to be working so hard on this thing. And I think that the answers to that, because I have a huge passion right now, especially to identify like that bridge and build it so that there can be maybe something closer to a formula about how to do it. In its toddler stage, it's a bunch of different ways to do it, and we can see the brands that have been successful at getting that mindful drinking money, as Derek Brown likes to say. And I think it happens by the people that are moving and shaking in the non-alcoholic beverage industry talking to each other, because they're all finding different ways to do it. And if there's a community there that is very active, a lot of the big ideas can come in, and somebody can be listening to somebody else, and then it's like, oh my God, like this could work, or this is what's working for me. But it's also so different on wherever you're at. The fact that Rob has taken Lafayette, Indiana, and now become the most successful non-alcoholic bottle shop. I said it again. The most successful functional bottle shop is amazing that you can do that. And the population of this area, and there's a bunch of different Lafayettes out there, isn't there?
We're gonna open stores in every one, only Lafayette.
Yeah. I think. You heard it here first. I like to think that the wellness industry is a $1 trillion industry, and there's a lot of money in it. And then you have the non-alc industry, and it's like people are like, well, what does that cost $7? And then in the wellness industry, you're like, oh, that's a $63 face cream. Okay, I'll get that. Or like, oh, that's a $5,000 membership. Or we're going to go out to this retreat, and it's $2,600. We're going to go do this for our wellness industry. So you have non-alc over here, which is a part of the wellness industry, right? But you also have the alcoholic industry. So now you have the alcohol industry, $1 trillion, wellness industry, $1 trillion, and you got non-alc over here, and everybody's struggling to figure out how to get some of the money from that. I think the bridge could exist between wellness and non-alc. So now we're talking about elevated experiences. We're talking about drinks that can go into those spaces. Because we all know it's not just about the drink. The drink is super important, because if there was a room like this full of people socializing and they all had water, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work like that. So the drink is super important, but it is about people connecting together, and I think it's the experiences in the rooms that they're in that people want to participate in. So I see cafe raves happening where Gen Z is getting together and they're holding these cans that are functional, and what's in that can? Like that's indicative of what we could be drinking 2 years from now. I think that I think people are remote working, or they're going to co-working spaces. There could be something within co-working spaces that I think is super intriguing, because those spaces can turn into social spaces that Gen Z would also want to hang out in. And they have the couches, and they have the plants, and they have kava. I like to think that an elevated kava bar situation could be something that would actually get the Gen Z and the millennials out. What socializing looks like, because it isn't, we can see the bars, it's just kind of not the vibe, and it's been the place to go to, so it'll still be the place to go to, but we're seeing glimpses of what socializing looks like in 2 years from now, and I think that's pretty exciting. It's kind of see how Gen Z is going to be interested in doing it differently, and what that looks like, be a little bit ahead of it, and like make that experience happen. I also think that if there is a business plan that works so good, which maybe it is the cafe idea, maybe, like I called mine Ocean Beach Cafe. That was the first thing I did in 2020. As I walked out of the meeting of this guy, and I went on GoDaddy. I was like, I'm not calling it Josh's non-alcoholic bar. I'm calling it, I looked, oceanbeachcafe.com. It was like, green light, available, and I'm like, sweet. I will get them in with cafe. I will get that coffee money. I'll get that sandwich money, and play on their caffeine addiction and be like, that's going to get them in and make it super delicious. And that's how I'm going to show people a bottle shop. Now I do 40% non-alc bottle sales, and I do 60% coffee and food. So it's working, because I'm letting tens of thousands of people that were just coming in for a freaking latte to know that what a non-alcoholic bottle shop looks like. And this is by the beach in San Francisco, kind of a tourist destination. And I like to think that there's a lot of cafes out there that close at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. It's like, and then they're closed. It's like there's a whole opportunity in there somewhere. It'd be kind of neat if there was a way to have spaces. Again, I think Drew's got the idea that I've always thought about is to have that, get that coffee money, get them in, community. She said it best too, community space. You're literally building a place that as the year and the 2 years goes on, people are coming there to like sit down in your space, and they love it, and they told their friends about it, and they get together. Like that's the kind of spaces that we need right now, that feel like that, and bring people together, because those are the people that want to hang out. And then we got to figure out how to get multiple drinks in their hands.
That's why Gen NA is doing so well, is because they have that as the tap. They have the little bar, they have the ambiance, they have a place to sit and to chat and to be with community. And it's really like you making these drinks, it's like you getting creative, you thinking outside the box. You like, oh, I'm gonna try this and put this together. When it comes to the NA space, like the more outside of the box we think, the more creative we get, the better we're gonna do, because we're making that intrigue, which is going to pull people in, whether they're from wellness or not.
I wanted to share one more story. When you were talking about that, it made me think of some elixir bars that are out there that never said, oh, non-alcoholic bar over here. They're not a part of that non-alcoholic beverage community. And they are busy in a small ass town in Northern California. It's called Elixir. It opened 14 years ago. So you want to talk about first non-alcoholic bar? They've got like 60 cocktails on their menu. They've got 12 taps. The guy is absolutely crushing it. Super small little hippie town. And you go in there and there's like the mandalas and the leather and the hippies and the stuff, and it kind of smells like that, and it's awesome, and it's slammed on a Tuesday night. And I go to another one in Fairfax. It's just outside of San Francisco. You pass the bridge, you go out into the mountain a little bit. It's about 45 minutes away from me, and it's called the Wu Wei Tea Temple. She never said non-alcoholic. It's nowhere on her menu. She never even thought about it. I talked to the owner. She's like, I don't think I really heard of Ocean Beach Cafe. She's been there for 4 years doing kava drinks, kana drinks. She has some kratom drinks in there. She has these teas. She has other elixirs, like things that make you feel. And she's like slammed on a Thursday. I'm like, how, like that's amazing. And right when you walk into that place, you just feel different. Like right when you walk in, it's like, whoa, this is a really sweet, there's a vibe in here, you know? And it's always the same people coming to it. And I'm just and I've been there like 4 times now. And I'm like, each time I go there, I'm like, oh my God, how come I didn't think about it like this? That people want to go there to sit down and hang out with other people and just be there. And they just keep getting these drinks. And then there's open mic nights over there. And it has that kind of a thing. She never said non-alcoholic once. But she brought that thing that people just felt and they resonated with, and they found more people.
Connecting, meeting new, interesting people, like, just having conversation. What I love about this place is I'll go in there and sit down, like, like, who's gonna come in here today? Like, what kind of interesting conversation am I gonna have? Or, so it's pretty cool.
Community's big, but honestly, you're spot on. When we started shying away from using the word non-alcoholic and started leaning more into functional, it makes it more mainstream for everybody. And also, I have a background in sales, and I've owned businesses for 23 years, and you never want to sell what you're not. Like, we're non-alcoholic, we're a mocktail, we're copying something. Those aren't things that you want to sell. You want to talk about what you are, what you do good, not what you're missing.
That's so powerful. Now you can kind of see a picture being painted about like the spaces that we need. Everybody wants to open a non-alcoholic bottle shop. They think it's buying a $25 bottle and selling for $38. It's like, do you know how many bottles you need to sell? Do you have a plan in 2 years or 3 years from now to sell thousands and thousands of bottles? Like, what does that look like for your brand in this place? Is that enough? It's been enough for some non-alc bottle shops, but what if it's something else? What if it's this community space that we're talking about, and people just want to be there because it has this thing?
Bobby?
I would like to say it's been amazing today, and I want to say thank you, Rob, for building this container. Like you, Joss, Jessa, everybody that was here today is all part of the movement and showing up. And you've given so many examples of how much further different people in our community, as we have crossover in the groups that we're in, or the Slack channel, like all those things to keep us connected. All of that's moving the movement forward, but I really just want to extend so much gratitude to everybody in the community, people who are supporting it, and then you guys who are, as someone a little further behind in the trail, like I look up to you guys and you answer and you do the things, and you're living the community example you're talking about right now in this space for people like me. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I think what I'm working on is I'm pitching a show to Netflix. We need to get a 6-episode docuseries so tens of millions of people can see it. You know what that's going to do? We know what it is. We have to teach one person at a time, and I love it. But like now, I'm like, I know. I'm going for the biggest possible thing right now. The biggest possible thing is to get on a major streaming network. I'm pitching a 6-episode docuseries. We've already got a super high quality 5-minute sizzle reel to land on a desk. And it's colorful, it's fast paced. It's told by me and my wife, Kristen Bear of Creative Sobriety. She's gorgeous. She's an actress and a model. And we're pitching that. That's what I want to do. And I'm not going to stop until it happens. Because we need to take this on the road and we need to show his spot. We need to show the whole Midwestern corridor. We're going to be in Chicago, Austin. It's going to be New York City. There's going to be Florida as well. Whatever they're doing down there, it's so interesting to me. We got a whole West Coast episode. We're going to talk about the alternative buzz, like things that actually do make you feel something, and what Gen Z is drinking in 2 years from now is super fascinating. We're just gonna cover all that stuff and just be like, hey guys, so this is what's going on. Like this non-alc stuff that you're hearing about, it's actually functional. We would have an opportunity to rebrand that and define the look and feel of this movement of people drinking less. That's what needs to happen, because when you have a whole society that cuts back on drinking or stops drinking altogether, you better have a documentary to go with that. So that's what's happening next. And then that should rise all the boats. That's the plan on this side. If you guys know somebody who's qualified to like...
Years, you can see on the history book. And the guy who was the first, you know what I mean? You see yourself in the history books?
Yeah, that's legacy shit. That is full on legacy stuff right there. When...
What do you need, Josh? Do you need contacts with
We're being kind of particular. We're not just looking for some producers like, oh yeah, it sounds like a great idea. There's a whole movement. Let's go ahead and get in on that. No, we're looking for somebody who's like, oh, got it. Yeah, I stopped drinking 1.5 years ago. This is what we do. If that aligns with you, we would love to work with you, because we're literally talking about a full-on movement. Like right now, it's AI. Like AI is like the biggest thing since electricity, literally. But next to that, you could say around like that kind of level is the disruption of the alcohol industry, and this alcohol being the status quo when we get together. Like that's massive culturally. It's in the fabric of our society. So the fabric of our society and our culture has shifted already. And it's wide open on anybody like really covering it like it needs to be told. This isn't going to be told like sobriety and AA and oh, it's hard. It's that too, but it's a bunch of cool cats that were just like, I just want another choice. I want to choose more wellness in my life. There's no stigma. There should never be any stigma or how come you're not drinking? No, this is a bunch of millennials drinking white Negronis and black Manhattans in the cocktail renaissance of 2012 that were turned 38, and they're like, okay, wait a minute now. It's not really hitting the same because you don't drink like you did when you were in your 30s. You know, I'm 43 years old. It's like we just drank differently. And there's a whole bunch of them. And then Gen Z, just half of them ain't drinking. So we need a documentary for that. If you got some really good contacts for that, like please send them my way, because I have the assets. I got the storyline. I've got the lady who's like the quintessential female voice of the modern sobriety movement, as she says. Would love to get that out there so that we can just let the whole world know around the same time what's good and like what's coming next and what's going on right now. Yeah. Thanks for giving that gratitude, man. That's awesome. I'm going to be putting a bunch of videos as Josh the Non-Alcoholic on YouTube. I think I'm 2 subscribers away from 1,000, and when you hit 1,000 on YouTube, you can start to monetize your account or something. So if the folks in this room, one of you is going to hit the 1,000, they're going to help me hit the 1,000 mark on Josh the Non-Alcoholic on YouTube. Huh? No, it's gonna hit in a second. If you guys sign up for subscribe to Josh the Non-Alcoholic, huh? I want to put 100 more videos on there that are answering like the business questions, keeping people inspired, ideas on what the spaces of the future look like, and I really want to make that as it's wide open on YouTube as well. Like cool non-alc stuff is like wide open.
Number 1,000.
Oh, she got it! Finally.
From 999 to 1,000.
Yay! Oh, smack you in the face. No, that was it. Oh yeah, that was the whole reason.
I was 999.
Oh, you were on the 9. Thank you guys. I hope that didn't take too long, and I love sharing this stuff and talking about it like this. We need to let the whole world know what the hell is going on. It's so much cooler and so much funner than people even know. So thanks for making this happen, Rob.
Well, I think that's a wrap, right?
Yeah.
Year 1. Who's ready for year 2?
You're
Everybody in this room means something to me and to Generation A, or is a big part. I'm looking at you, Josh. I'm looking at Drew. I'm looking at Killjoy. I'm looking at a lot of people around here that had bottle shops before me or around the same time. It was a big influence for me to do what we did. And when I first opened on day 1, I did not expect it would ever lead to this. I thought it would just be a hobby. I had another business. I thought I would just be open one day a week and have a couple drinks, but it's turned into a movement, and I'm ready to kick some ass. I know you guys are. We're gonna make this thing bigger and better, and this industry's gonna be huge. So watch out. No one's gonna say what's the point for much longer. We're gonna change that. So thank you guys.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
I have a few people in my network that might be able to help.
Really?
Yeah. So, I own a THC-infused beverage company, and we're launching this product.
Oh, sweet.
And our mission is around accessibility.
Nice.
Because with alcoholism hitting communities of color harder than any, or underprivileged communities harder than any, let's leave it at that, we want to make sure that anyone can approach non-alc, right? And so our whole entire premise is premium look, premium taste, value price. We want to be,
Nice.
we want people to know they can value. So we're